starting, big fella?
Yeah, I think he still doesn't feel like a Liverpool player yet, and I think that still felt like the case against Rangers in that, like, he has so many opportunities and that, none of them kind of translate into anything, but he feels a lot closer to the player that we hoped we were going to get, and it's not that it's not clicking, but it's not quite clicked yet. Do you know what I mean? And I think that the only way that happens is by just keep on playing him. I think Jay McKenna was saying it in the post-match show that it's like just keep playing them into form, but also like I think for Núñez, you come into something fresh, you then have a ban where he gets the red card, so he's not playing, and then you've got match suspensions and everything going on. He's not really had a chance, really. Like, as you say, we haven't seen much from him yet, but there's just been no opportunity to. It's not really through any fault of his own, and I think the Rangers game's the first time we get to see like a little bit of what he could be for us, really.
McGregor does a great game as well for Rangers, to be fair.
Yeah. Oh no, he's brilliant.
He's hitting the target.
Yeah, and he other than, it's the community shield, isn't it, where he's very good. Other than that, and I think like you discount that entirely from the season as a general picture, so it's nice to get to see the start of what I hope he's going to become for us, because it felt a bit like I was very excited for something that hasn't really delivered yet.
I would not play him because I think it was much better the other night, but I still think it looks weird in a lot of different ways. And I think it will be easier for him against teams that are less good. Rangers are dreadful, so I would play him again in midweek when we go there, rather than in this. I think the common denominator of when the rare occasions that Liverpool have played well so far this season is that Diogo Jota has been on the pitch.
I played Jota and Núñez.
So
I wouldn't play Diaz.
Oh, well, I would pick Diaz. I would play Jota down the middle and Diaz on the left. I wouldn't be gutted if he was playing for some reason or whatever. But I think I would like Liverpool to try and play in a way that everybody definitely thinks makes sense on the pitch. Even though it hasn't really worked in a lot of games so far this season, but I'm still sort of convinced that the way they're going to eventually be good again is by playing something similar to what they've done under the manager. And he, may well fit into that at some point as a regular starter. But I don't think it's necessarily right now against the team that's regardless of how good you think they are, is playing really well and getting good results.
They're dead interesting on that for me, Dan, in terms of, you've watched them a lot, I've watched them a lot. The really interesting thing I think about them, firstly, is that last season what was underrated from them was they were really good flat track bullies. They have a great record, especially at home against the bottom 12.
They by and large beat everybody that they should beat, and then didn't get results against anyone that was good.
And so there's that they've got that going for them. I think the other thing they've got going for them as well is they're all having a great time, and I include the crowd. And that to me is almost the most dangerous thing about them on Sunday is there's a sheer level of exuberance about them. The players themselves are an exuberant age. They've got exuberant personalities, exuberant opportunities. Zinchenko and he's also part of that. Even though they've done everything they've done at City, it feels like they almost feel like we get to enjoy ourselves a bit more here. I think that's almost the sheer pleasurability of Arsenal at the minute is, I think, the thing that makes them the most dangerous.
Yes, and I also think that despite the fact that we've had a poor start to the season and they're top, I still feel like they haven't really got anything to lose in this match, because they're not expecting to win the league. I don't think they're even expecting to challenge for it beyond after the World Cup or something like that. I think they just probably want to finish in the top four and have a laugh, essentially, because they haven't for probably now in a decade, apart from getting to the FA Cup final a couple of times and stuff. So yes, I think that if they just are able to kind of continue to ride that into the World Cup, then they might not have got beat another time. So I don't know who they're going to play before then.
But the game they've got against City's been cancelled, so they don't play City now before the World Cup.
Okay, so basically we're probably, and they've already played Tottenham, haven't they? Yeah. So we're the biggest test that they have now until that point. So yes, it's not a free hit, and you can't really have a free hit if you're top and just a point or two ahead of Manchester City. But it's by no means the end of the world for them if they lose. So I think they just get to be really excited about going the match and feeling like they're not necessarily probably favourites to beat Liverpool, but not by loads, but without the pressure of being favourites, if that makes sense. It's more you get to enjoy the idea of either being a favourite or feeling like you really should be getting something out of it, which for the past probably 5 or 6 years that we've been going there, we haven't always won, but they'll have expected to lose, and reasonably so, because of the makeup of the two sides. I think that they're sort of they're at like a maybe early sort of spring 2017 Liverpool point, when it feels like a plan is sort of starting to come together and it's a laugh, and you've got exciting players that you care about. I'm not saying that they're going to go on any kind of trophy winning run like what Liverpool did. I'm not saying that that's the exact trajectory, but I recognise bits of the way that they're playing and the point that they're at in their kind of journey under that manager.
YouTube, press the button, become a member of the Anfield Wrap from the heart of the city of Liverpool. The best way to enjoy all your Liverpool-based videos, everything you need, every single day. It is the Anfield Wrap.